it's never too late for mistake to. King Buddha, it's never too late to awake you. King Buddha, it's never too late for mistake to. King Buddha, shut up or shut up. King Buddha, shut up or shut up. Fuck.
Tonight, we have an amazing show for you guys, but this is a painful show.
Chat, welcome, chat. You are here with me today. Welcome, chat. Welcome, 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 welcome. And today we got a jam pack. Oh. Welcome, chat. Welcome, chat. Welcome, chat. Welcome to today's episode. And today we got a jam pack episode for you guys. And, David, we got some more stuff. We got some more David stuff, guys. We're going to have David stuff until they fucking throw the key at this motherfucker. You know what I mean? They're going to give him what we call in Dominican Republic, the chocolate key. They put the chocolate key in the chocolate. They give you the chocolate, you drink it, and then you never get out of jail. It's called the chocolate key. They're giving this motherfucker the chocolate key. I guarantee you they're giving David a chocolate key. He's not going to get away with this one, chat. He is not going to get away with this one. But we got a YouTuber by the name of Strategic. True Crimes with Strategic Eyes. And Strategic here is breaking down something very, very, very important, chat. Very important. He's actually broken down that not only is David a serial killer in the making, he was about to be the next big serial killer, chat. And guess what? He got stopped on his first victim. And he was stealing all of his fucking content to be a fucking anime. And his idea of being a detective that has multiple personalities and solves his own murders that he's committing is plagiarized. So, chat, I bring you the craziest episode you'll ever get. David is a fraud. He definitely didn't come up with none of that shit on his own. He's a fake. And not only is he a fake, but chat, he stole the idea of being a manga detective that solves his own crimes from a popular anime, chat. So, chat, we're going to let this man break down everything. David is a fraud. He's a serial killer in the making. And he cannot sing. Oh my God. What an episode. Guys, I won't hold you anymore. Let's get right into it.
This is a painful show because the information we're going to share with you today is going to be, well, it might be traumatizing. I want to go ahead and I want to just put this up here real quick. So before we go any further, I want to let you guys know that this show is for adults only. And viewer discretion is advised because, warning, some of this content might be disturbing, okay? We're going to be going through, man, listen. It's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Oftentimes on this channel, we're trying to figure out what made people do the things that they did. What motivated the choices of these bad guys? I can't tell you exactly why David took the life of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The prosecution can speculate. One of the big speculations is that this was for financial gain. Why? Because Celeste said, I'm going to tell the police that you were involved with me unless you pay me. Whatever, who knows? He took her life. I wanted to make a show today where I discuss with you guys all of the evidence that proves that David did what he did. And in the process of doing research for that show, big shout out to the research crew. Because of the hard work and the due diligence of the research crew, we ended up putting something together. We ended up putting something together that I believe basically blows this case wide open, ladies and gentlemen.
I wonder what it is.
We didn't just find evidence that points toward David doing the things that he did. That evidence already exists. We literally got the cookbook. David literally followed instructions on what he did to Celeste, and he let the whole world know what his manual was. And we're going to play that out for you. We're going to lay that out for you. Anybody who checked out our 764 video, you know what is to come. We are going to walk you down this dim, dark, grim path. And at the end of that tunnel, you're going to understand that David Anthony Burke, in my opinion, was a budding serial killer. How can I say that when supposedly he's only had one victim? Because the evidence I'm going to show you, his inspiration, his instruction manual, of which he followed step by step, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, was that of a serial killer. And if his actions with Celeste, which followed those directions, step by step, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, if those actions are indicative of what would have happened if he stayed free, he would have killed again, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no!
We don't do clickbait on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to give you the goods. We're going to jump right into it because we have a long show for you. We also have the show that we originally planned to do. So we're going to show you the cookbook. That's what I'm calling it. Maybe a little insensitive, but I don't care. I'm calling it the cookbook. That was David's cookbook. It makes me think about that 1960s Twilight Zone when those aliens came down to Earth and then they're being so kind to the people and they're giving us technology, they're giving us medicine, and they gave us this book. And then one day we translated the book, and what did the book say? It wasn't to serve man. It was to cook man. It's his cookbook, ladies and gentlemen. After we show you his cookbook, we're going to show you all of the instances when David told on himself. When David told the world that he murdered Celeste. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you to do a few things for me. Number one, if you've never been on this show before, I'm going to ask for you to please do hit that like button, support the channel so we can get into the
Bro, what's up, everybody?
David, one more opportunity to control. We're going to let him lead us where we go. Let's keep going.
And then I get a text from my coworkers and all that from the shift, and they get fired too. I'm like, yo, they really doing a mass firing over $14 worth of sandwiches, bro? What's up, everybody? It's David here, and this is The Breakdown with Mahogany. This is my first YouTube post, Runaway. Don't run away from me.
Does that sound like, first of all, I'm going totally off the show rails. Big shout out to Aura Moon UMTC with the $50 super chat. Thank you so much.
No.
Very, very generous. Of
Trash,
off the rails real quick, though. Does that sound like a guy that could actually sing?
No.
Does he actually sound like a guy that could actually sing?
No.
I mean, he hasn't even said what we're looking for him to say yet. Oh my God, big shout out whoever just gave us coffee. We appreciate you. Let me go back so you can hear him sing one more time. Listen to this.
This is my first YouTube post, Runaway.
Now listen to him.
Don't run away from me.
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash, trash,
Please
trash.
don't run away from me.
This guy sucks.
Yeah, man. This Runaway. It's the first song I ever made ever in my life. Pretty weird song. Looking back at it now, it's kind of like an abstract, really abstract kind of piece of music. I don't even know if I would call it music. It's just like a sound. Like where I was when I made it in my little sister's closet as my studio.
Your mom? Because you know I
the
cannot
first
put
time
you
I
on
went
a
in there, I kind of
stream.
like scoped it around. I was looking at different
Go to
areas of my
jail for
house
that.
for this new like hobby of mine that my mom
she's
told me.
All right, so
upstairs.
my fault. We're gonna fast forward to the 19-minute mark.
If
My
your
apologies.
mother
I
doesn't
just-
give you permission to
Man, I
be
got so
on, I
caught
cannot
up in
put
this
you on. You
audible
feel me?
voice.
So
I
you have to
totally
make
forgot
consent.
where we were supposed to
Because
be
if
at.
something
Let's go
happens
over
to your
there.
image,
19-minute mark.
it's her fault, not mine.
And now I want you to listen to this. This is huge. Take us where you want to take us, David. We're following your lead.
For a
Take
really long
us.
time. That's why you see him with the blindfold and the bloody
see
shirt
what I'm
aesthetic and the
showing?
bow tie. I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga. And I wanted to make my own manga series at one point, and I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Itami, which means pain in Japanese. And he wears his blindfold, and he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And it's the story of the manga.
He's big in manga. Ex-Japanese culture. He's a big manga anime guy. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Went
it's
with
all
it. I
fucking
was a
beef.
detective, and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of
He's a detective, and there's an evil version of himself. And we're not talking about that anime that everybody's seen that he made himself. I don't even care about that anime. We'll talk about that later. But we got something that nobody else picked up on.
Yup.
Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. He
Please.
said he's a detective with an alter ego. Let's keep going.
That's
come out at
crazy.
random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective.
Oh,
So like when I
hell
was
no.
as a detective, I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself.
Oh my
And it was like a
God.
cool little
He's
story. I
admitting
didn't
all
think
that
anything
shit,
would
too.
come of it. Like it was in the vault for like months and months and months, and I introduced it for the first time on screen because I had the opportunity with music to kind of explore this idea further with the Romantic Homicide music video.
You know about this kid?
And people were asking so many questions. I was like, yo, this is kind of fire because like nobody would have ever heard of it if it wasn't for this music video. But Itami was the staple of this music video. You kind
Yo, Amari. Armani. Armani. Do you know about him? Do you know about him? David? You know about him? Do you hear all the horrible things he did?
I heard he killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, but his girlfriend was a minor. He's an adult.
What?
So not only that, but do you know that he stole the whole idea from a real cartoon where the guy kills his own girlfriend?
I said, oh, there we go. Yeah.
So where's your mom?
Right here. Right here.
Well, tell her to grab the fucking phone. Tell her, yo, what the fuck?
What the hell you got your fucking voice as a robot voice?
Because I could do whatever I want on my stream. Shit.
Nigga, not.
So yeah.
What?
this
What's
is-
the and then they jalapeno with cheese. It's good. That's the one I mixed.
So I don't know if you know about David, but David is the dude that I was telling you about yesterday. He murdered he murdered a girl that he lured to be his girlfriend who was 11 years old, and he murdered her by the time she was like Akasha's age. She was 21 because he saw it in a cartoon. And that's the episode I'm breaking down today. He took that from an anime. He literally stole the idea from an anime and unalived
in
a
reality.
human. Yes. So if we would have never caught him now, he would have done it again. That's what we're watching. So if you want to pay attention, this is your opportunity. You know what I mean?
here. I'm paying attention.
You do your life 24/7, but you don't do nothing for the stream world. So I'm just bringing you on so you could do something for the stream world too. But make sure that camera's on you because he's a minor.
Gotcha.
And then they see his face, they could copy his face, there's a whole bunch of shit that could happen to your kid for putting him online. I don't want to begin to imagine what. So I cannot think of it because I don't do that to kids. You feel me? So since I don't do that to kids, I can't tell you what a person could do to your kid. But I want to remind you, this is the internet, and you shouldn't trust it. And this goes for everybody watching today. Please do not trust the internet with your personal information, with your child's information, or with anything that you might think that nobody would do that to you. Yes, they would. Yes, they fucking would. Please do not trust nobody online. Do not give your personal information to anybody. Do not share your information with anybody. Never tell anybody where you live. Moving forward, let's get into it, guys. Because this shit is crazy. Oh my God, Sam, you don't understand. This is going to blow your mind. So just pay attention. We're going to watch. Then I'll stop it. Or if you feel like saying something, just let me know. I'll pause it and we just run up on it. So far, so good. You have great online editing where you let me talk.
Yes.
And then
You guys, I'm actually looking at the comments right now too.
yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking.
Yeah.
We got all types of comments here from everybody from Twitch to YouTube to Facebook. Look, people.
Hi, everybody.
So let's get right into this shit. All right, let's keep going. So this is a guy named True Crime with Strategic Eyes. He's on YouTube. If you want, you can follow him because he gives news. And then when you want something to talk about, you can always go check out what he's doing. You understand? This is how I start collecting people with, these are what you call sources. So right now you're getting a crash course on Twitch streaming, and you're also learning how to find sources. Everybody who's watching is getting a free masterclass because I could be charging
See
people
him
a
throughout
lot of
the
money.
entire thing. He's holding the knife with the bloody thing.
He's
You got
explaining the
girl
character
whose
here.
video was
So if you see, this is really David before.
I'm
show you
really
that he
big
can't
into
sing.
anime, and I'm really big into manga.
So what he did was he flooded his voice with a whole bunch of filters.
Where we go.
But this is the real him
Let's
right
keep
here.
going.
And then I get a text from my coworkers and all that from the shift, and they get fired too. I'm like, yo, they really do.
So as you can see, he got fired for stealing, and he didn't see nothing. Oh, like, what's the big deal? We all got fired for stealing. Like, yeah, motherfucker, you get fired for that. $14, anything. You steal $1 from a place, that's automatic termination. So he doesn't have any perception of authority. He thinks that, oh, well, if I only murdered one person, it's not that bad. Well, if I only stole $14, it's not that bad. Like, there is no respect for authority.
Doing a mass firing over $14 worth of sandwiches, bro. What's up, everybody? It's David here, and this is the breakdown with Mahogany.
Dímelo,
This is
yo.
my first YouTube post. Run away.
Tranquilo. All right, I'm on the stream. So just hit me.
Don't run away, don't run
No rush, nigga.
away from me.
All right.
Does that sound like,
Well,
first of
then, nigga,
all,
hurry
I'm
the
going
fuck up. What
totally
you waiting for?
off the show rails. Big shout out to Aura Moon
Who said it
UMTC
was
with the
a rush? I
$50
didn't.
super chat. Thank you so much, Aura Moon. That's very, very generous
All
of
right,
you. But I'm
hurry
going
the
off the
fuck up
rails
and
real
take it
quick, though.
All right.
Does that sound like a guy that could actually sing?
Yeah. Does that sound like a guy that can
Does he
sing?
actually
You
sound
tell
like
me.
a guy
Please.
that can
He
actually
did sing a little
I
bit,
mean,
but
he-
the
I like
song
the-
is just
does
scary
he
itself.
actually-
Not like the
Does
songs
that
that you've
sound
been
like a
hearing.
guy
from
that
him.
could
You haven't
actually
heard this
sing?
guy?
No,
This guy sounds like
it's
The Weeknd.
weird.
Does he actually?
He sounds like The Weeknd. So for him to sound like this on
Thank you
this shit
so
is
much,
crazy.
Aura Moon. That's very, very generous. Girls, because he like controlling people.
Maybe he was
Now
into
Now
the
he has no
emo
control
vibes.
because the
It
criminal
sounds like an
justice
emo
system
song.
has
Person
him.
knows how to
But
sing,
we're
you know how
gonna
to sing. When I
give
hear Tasha,
David
she
one
can't sing
more
nothing wrong.
opportunity to
This nigga's having the
control.
wrong day for singing.
We're gonna let
no,
him
you don't know
lead
how to
us
sing.
where we go. Let's keep going.
And then I get a text from my coworkers
This is
and
how
all
his whole
that from
career
the
started
shift,
to begin with.
and they get fired too. I'm like, yo, they really doing a mass firing over $14 worth of sandwiches, bro. What's up, everybody? It's David here, and this is the
Listen
breakdown
to his voice.
with Mahogany. This is my first YouTube post.
His first
Run
YouTube
away.
post, Runaway. Don't listen to the song, listen to him.
Don't run away, don't run away from me.
Does that sound like? First of all, I'm going.
That
totally
sounds mad
off the-
regular.
Sound like a murderer. Don't run away
That
from me.
sounds mad regular. That sounds like something I would do. And then somebody like Riley, who knows how to sing, or my sister would be like, or my
What the
brother
fuck
who
is
doesn't
that?
know how to be constructive would be like, stop. You sound horrible. You feel me?
Horrible, exactly.
How the
Like,
fuck
who
did he
didn't
get
stop
away with
him?
it? Yeah, who did that for him? That's
show rails. Big shout out to Aura Moon UMTC with the $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Aura Moon. That's very, very generous of you. But I'm going off the rails real quick though. Does that sound like a guy that could actually sing? Does he actually sound like a guy that can actually sing? I mean, he hasn't even said what we're looking for him to say yet. I just. Ugh. God, big shout out whoever just gave us coffee. We appreciate you. Let me go back so you can hear him sing one more time. Listen to this.
I know what soundboard he's on.
No, you don't, because it's this right here, Stream Deck. But I know he was gonna say that. No, papa, we on professional time. This shit goes like $300. I control everything with this. Look, I could put my intro. I could put everything. I could go to my everything programmable, endless pages. So I put all those sounds in here, so that way I could also change my voice, like this.
Like this. Okay, baby boy. And then I could do this.
I can do that on your computer. You can do that.
Oh
On
shit!
Or
That's why he was changing
I
his voice.
could do this. Or I could sound like a pirate. So let's go, mighty. You know what I'm saying? So
And then you could turn it off and just be yourself. No, man.
1 second.
Go ahead. So, chat, hope everybody's enjoying today's episode. Go ahead and clip this as much as you want. Clip, including you, Armani. You got a TikTok. You better grab this episode right here. Go to Twitch and start clipping. Start clipping. Know what I mean?
Is there some clip farmers in your job?
No, and I have no job. I work by myself, and yeah, you should be my clip farmer. You feel me? You should clip farm for me. So do me a favor, go to twitch.tv, the Cheat Challenge. Go to this episode that's happening right now. And just whenever you see something that we say that's like, oh, that's crazy, clip it and put it on your TikTok with a dope edit. Yep, that's what you should be doing. Carry your phone with you. Now, I mean, do you have headphones? Put your headphones on. We don't need too much background. Too many people. I'm gonna kill your camera for a second, then. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay everybody. I don't want everybody to get paid. Unfortunately, nobody paid me. Nobody helped me. Nobody put me in their stream. Nobody put me in their. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to do it for other people. I don't give a fuck who doesn't fucking like that comment. You know what I'm saying? People be like, "You a gatekeeper?" Absolutely, absolutely. Nobody ever fucking helped me. Feel me? Hey! Facts. You feel me? So that being said, so you could turn your camera back on. You just can't have so many people in your camera. I didn't put you in the stream so you could put other people in the stream. Sorry, but not sorry. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
that's the way the Coke's cut. So let me know so we could continue with the stream. Because I don't know if you're there. I don't know if you're not. But this is why I don't stream with other people. Because they never know how to stream. So this sucks. And then this is why I do this solo chat. Because I have to wait for other people to just do something basic. Like watch a video. Guess when she's done with her boyfriend, she'll come back. Yeah, I said the same thing, chat. Same thing. It's her boyfriend who got her. Look. Oh, everybody's in. It's heart eyes for her. Right. Anyway. Let's just take her off the stream. She don't want to be here. She doesn't want to be in our stream. We don't need to have her. Let's keep going. Anyway, like we were doing. And this is chat why you see that I don't have too many collaborations. Because a lot of people don't take this as serious as I do. And to them, anything is like, you could just wait. I'll do it when I can. So me, I'm very invested in bringing you guys the news. And when I see that what I'm doing
has to wait for somebody who has no followers, no views, no motion, no presence. It makes me feel like, why am I the person wait? It's like going to JC Penney's for an interview as the CEO of JC Penney's, and then the CEO of JC Penney has to wait for you to go to the bathroom, comb your hair, fix your tie, call your family, and then when you want to be interviewed, then the guy at JCPenney interviews you. You know what that person at JCPenney's would say? Tell them that the interview's over. And that's it. Party's over. Like, I want to help people, chat, but people don't want me to help them. So when that happens, I have to move like, so that's why you guys be like, yo, but like, I have a whole team of people. They just don't take it as serious as I take them. I have a respect for them, so I bring them into good episodes, but they don't have no respect for me. So when they're in an episode, they're like, you can wait. Let me do this. Let me put this person. Let me do that. You know what I'm saying? And I just want the person who I invited to my stream to be on my stream. Not the dude in the background and looking like he's going on. Like, I don't give a shit about none of that shit. None of that shit is important to me. I could give two shits about it. And with 4,000 followers, I think I control the narrative. So trust me, I can make this shit a bad day for somebody 365 days all year long. Like, it would just be the worst day of their life. You know what I mean? But let's keep watching, because I rewind this shit like 10 times so somebody else could watch it. And at the end of the day, I'm depriving the real people who are here, the followers who came to see an episode, but can't see an episode because I'm waiting for somebody who I invited to my stream to watch it. So let's not worry.
This is my first YouTube post. Runaway.
Now listen to him.
Don't run away from
Oh, wow. That's horrible.
Oh, man.
Please
Horrible.
don't run away from me. Yeah, man. This is Runaway. It's the first song I ever made in my life. Pretty weird song. Looking back at it now, it's kind of like an really abstract kind of piece of music. I don't even know if I would call it music. It's just like a sound. Like where I was when I made it in my little sister's closet as my studio. I remember the first time I went in there, I kind of like scoped it around. I was looking at different areas of my house for this new like hobby of mine that my mom told me.
All right, so my fault. We're going to fast forward to the 19-minute mark. My apologies. I got so caught up in his horrible voice. I totally forgot where we were supposed to be at. Let's go over there. 19-minute mark. And now I want you to listen to this. This is huge. Take us where you want to take us, David. We're following your lead.
For a
Take
really long
us.
time. That's why you see him with the blindfold and the bloody shirt aesthetic and the bow tie. I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga. And I wanted to make my own manga series at one point, and I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Itami, which means pain in Japanese. And he wears his blindfold, and he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And it's the story of the manga.
He's big.
I just want to say a big fuck you for fucking up my stream, and fuck you, I will never put you on another stream.
In manga.
To Sam the Savage herself. So if you catch this part of your clip this part right here, big fuck you for shitting on my stream when I'm trying to put you in a stream.
Likes Japanese culture. He's a big manga anime guy. Let's keep going.
Went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of...
He's a detective and there's an evil version of himself. And we're not talking about that anime that everybody's seen that he made himself. I don't even care about that anime. We'll talk about that later. But we got something that nobody else picked up on. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. He said he's a detective with an alter ego. Let's keep going.
I'm out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself, And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it. Like, it was in the vault for like months and months and months. And I introduced it for the first time on screen because I had the opportunity with music to kind of explore this idea further with the Romantic Homicide music video. And people were asking so many questions. I was like, yo, this is kind of fire, because like nobody would have ever heard of it if it wasn't for this music video. But Tommy was a staple of this music video. You kind of see him throughout the entire thing. He's holding the knife with the bloody thing. You get the girl who's basically like the ghost of the person that he killed. It was his first victim in the manga. And I put that all on screen, and me and Tommy had a great time just like chopping it up and getting to kind of merge creative ideas on the entire thing. And the Bloody Rose aesthetic was birthed in that music video as well, and kind of me representing my entire artistry through this rose, which is like a beautiful thing. It's gonna hurt you with the stems having thorns on them. And
now, mind you guys, everything that he just said already exists. And he knew that. He had plagiarized off of property that already existed. I want to go back just a little bit more.
That's crazy, Joe.
Just a little bit more. I'm going to go back just a little bit more. I want you to hear something.
At the same time, I'm trying to be business person David. So I'm trying to be super creative and think of ideas for the song on TikTok and how to make a music video for this whole thing. At the same time, I'm trying to be like real big briefcase, opening the meetings and telling people what I want for my career and stuff like that. And I didn't even know what I wanted for my career. I just wanted to be cool, make music, and play Fortnite, bro. So the music video is happening. It's time to start talking about that. I had been a fan of this channel called Overcast for a really long time. I had watched their music videos. They do a lot of things with like underground artists and upcoming artists. I really had a liking to their videos. And Tommy Killjoy, who is the leader of Overcast, he was like, all right, bet I'll direct your music video, bro. So I pull up to Arizona with my whole family, and we're talking about like the treatment and stuff like that. And I had the idea to kind of make this first music video introduce a character that I had been kind of ideating for a really long time. That's why you see him with the blindfold and the bloody shirt aesthetic and the bow tie. All
right, so I wanted you to catch that beginning part because I accidentally cut it off. All right, so he's talking about he's a detective who has an alter ego, who's a psychopath, a Tommy, who's killing random victims. And then he has to go and solve that. Well, I want you guys to, before we go to the big piece of evidence we want to show you guys, first of all, big shout out to everybody who's showing us love with coffee. We appreciate you immensely. Everybody who's showing us love with super chats, we appreciate you immensely. This is going to be a demonetized stream by the time we're done with it. So we definitely need the help and support. Listen to his words. You're going to keep going. And then we're going to bring you guys to where you need to be, all right?
The white rose, universally regarded as a symbol of purity, loyalty, and romance. But that's not the reason I took a liking to it. You see, when a human being is drained of all of its blood, it becomes
creepy
pale,
shit to talk
lifeless,
about.
just as the rose, visually appealing, only good to observe and admire. But the moment you go to pick it up, you get stabbed.
You get stabbed. You
But I, or should I say a separate part of me, indulges himself in the thorns, dousing himself in the blood of his own negligence without even vetting the misleading beauty. Wearing a blindfold only to escape his self-made hell,
so
accountable only to
corny.
pain. I have placed this part of me throughout this project in different areas of melody, lyrics, and delivery. You'll feel it when you get there. Follow me now through this journey of holding a rose petal by petal until they fall short. And I have no choice but to catch it by the thorns.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen,
What the
I want to
fuck?
bring this to your attention. There's an anime that David, in our opinion, may have been a fan of because he basically stole the Atami storyline from this anime. It's called MPD Psycho, Multiple Personality Detective. This is a very popular anime. And as we bring you guys through
So
this,
as you can
you will
see,
see that every
you're
single thing
fucking
that David
He is fake.
It did to Celeste was done in this anime. This anime that David plagiarized Atami from.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he
It
did.
is too close.
Too close
to
for
be
comfort.
coincidence.
Yeah.
This is going
There's
to
no
be
coincidence
sick.
in that.
So
That's a
please
fact.
do understand viewer discretion is advised. So MPD Psycho is a Japanese manga and
MPD
live action
Psycho.
series which follows a detective
Can
who
you
develops
believe
multiple
him?
identities after his wife is murdered.
He
MPD Psycho is
murdered.
known for its
He
extreme and
murdered his
explicit violence
wife.
and actualized gore.
That's
It's known for that.
crazy.
Something that David is also known.
So David grabs a story from HPD Psycho, multiple personality detective, and then he enacts it. He becomes some kind of crazy killer like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following what my brain does. No, you fucking dweeb. You're the fucking murderer, and we caught you. Ain't that some shit?
To have enjoyed. The detective investigates
Stupid.
elaborate and highly staged murders. In simplistic terms, it's later revealed that the detective himself is connected to the crimes and he is the perpetrator of the crimes he is investigating. He has a multiple personality. When his wife was taken from him,
That's called plagiarism.
it made his mind split. One into a psychopathic serial killer and the other one into the detective. He's investigating his own crimes. This is similar to a story that David tells us about Atami. Atami means pain in Japan.
I wonder where he got that idea from.
Big shout out to the Strategic Guys
Why
research crew
would you
for
want to
doing the
be
extensive
Tommy? Why
research
Because
into this
you
and putting this together.
are
Big shout out to everybody who's showing them love by
we
giving
wouldn't
coffee
find out?
and supporting the people that help this channel.
And I think you know what it is too, chat? That he didn't think he was going to be as famous as he was going to be. He thought he was going to be under the radar the whole time. And then he becomes bigger than he thought. And guess what? We figure out what he thought he was doing, something that nobody was going to figure out. Bro, I'm going to tell you something. If Michael Jackson were alive and Michael Jackson were to rip off a manga, I'm not putting him in the same light as Michael Jackson, but I'm just saying, manga, we would have known right away because we would have been like, yo, Michael, we heard about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And if we didn't, when you mentioned it, we're going to figure it out. But this son of a bitch thought that we wasn't going to figure that shit out? You are fucking dumb.
David. You're the dumbest son of a bitch in the world. You are so fucking stupid. Just saying.
MPD Mob Psycho. I mean, you said Mob Psycho. That's a different anime. MPD Psycho Volume 1. I want you guys to pay close attention to the pictures that we're going to be showing you guys. Let me make them a little bit bigger. We've edited out body parts, etc., to make everything acceptable to YouTube. Let's keep going. This is conversation. He says somebody is a pain in the arse. Just kill him. Some girl you want to do bad stuff to, just...
Wait, chat, we gotta break this down. Hold up. So, reading the manga here, we are gonna see a mutilated body, dismembered body. It says it right there. It says dismembered body. That's what happened to Celeste Rivas.
She was dismembered. Okay. So he's clearly getting this inspiration from somebody. He got it from this manga. If you look at it right now, chat, I'm just being serious. Look. And then what it says. Some girl you wanna fuck. Just R-word her. The Atomic character is telling the detective, somebody's a pain in your anus. Just unalive them.
So what he did was not that original. It's exactly a playbook from HPD Psycho, I think.
Yo. All right, bro.
So this is crazy, chat. This is fucking crazy. This motherfucker stole the whole playbook. He's a fucking serial killer wannabe. Punk.
Grape her, the main character's wife.
Look at her right there. That's Celeste Rivas. If we look at the autopsy of Celeste Rivas, this is how they found her. These specific cuts. I'm not playing with you, chat. These specific cuts were on Celeste Rivas.
This is the main character's wife, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the state of the body. The protagonist's wife is abducted by a serial killer, mutilated, and sent to him by mail in a freezer-type shipping box. Her arms and legs are both removed.
You guys keep watching this. I'll be
experience
back.
causes detective's personality to split, becoming a detective and a serial killer simultaneously. Let me bring your attention to Celeste's autopsy.
Autopsy, guys. That's
arms,
Celeste's autopsy, guys. Look at this shit.
And her legs
this is
have been
exactly
severed.
what the character in HPD Psycho did. See? Same cuts.
Let's go back to
same cuts.
MPD Detective, this popular Japanese anime and manga. Her arms and her legs have been separated, ladies and gentlemen. Celeste, the detective's wife. Let's keep going. In MPD Psycho, the repeated removal of left ring and pinky fingers is mainly symbolic and structural. Identity reduction. Fingers, especially on the left hand, are tied to identification and uniqueness. Removing them shows a person being reduced to partial, incomplete identity, fragmented self. The series heavily explores split or unstable identities and psychological fragmentation. The left side theme. The left side often represents distortion, instability, or altered perception in the series. Loss of connection, ring, pinky fingers symbolically relate to social ties and binding relationships. Their removal suggests severing connection to normal life or identity or relationship. Overall, the left finger mutilations are used to show the victims are being treated as broken, deconstructed identities rather than whole people, matching the series' focus on psychological and bodily fragmentation. Ladies and gentlemen, in this anime, one of the victim's fingers on the left hand were removed, the same fingers that were removed from Celeste. I'll bring you back to Celeste's autopsy. Yet again, her left pinky and ring fingers have been removed. Let's keep going. Left eye. Left eye. In MPD Psycho, the barcodes over the left eye are part of the story's larger idea that certain people are artificially manipulated or programmed. What the left eye barcode means, identification cataloging the barcode functions such as a literal product code. It marks individuals as if they are items in a system, not independent people. Now, understand, people, this is anime. Anime can be so deep and profound because I'm also a fan of anime. And so for a lot of you guys, you're watching this, you're listening to this, and you're like, what are they talking about? It's because the authors of these shows construct entire worlds. And as you read or you watch, whether you're watching it on the TV or you're watching print media, you're getting sucked into that world. I think David got sucked a little bit too deep in that world. Left eye, it marks individuals as if they are items in a system, not independent people. Why the left eye? The series repeatedly uses the left eye as a trigger point for personality shifts, a symbol of perception being altered. Control versus autonomy. Barcoded characters often show detachment from normal motion, are more susceptible to external commands or influence. It reinforces the theme that identity is the story is constructed, not natural. Notice in this anime, the left eye. The left eye functions as a visual cue for identity shifts and personality switches in the protagonist, a symbol of control and manipulation, a hint that the characters' minds are not entirely their own. In this anime, the left eye is symbolic for somebody who is under the control of somebody else. And as you can see in this one, he opens up her eye and she has a barcode on her eye. The removal of that left eye, possible removal of that left eye from Celeste, could have symbolized David retaining control of her. She belongs to him. She's his property. He disposed of her and he took her left eye with him, his trophy. Good questions. Did David create a Tommy after this manga? I think he did. Are his actions inspired by any of these dark themes? I think they are. Let's go over to another anime that David was really big on, and this was also an anime. I didn't know about NPD Detective. I was not up to date on that story, but I'm a big fan of this anime that David watched. Now, this one came to our attention because somebody DM'd us during a live stream and said, hey, David had Celeste's fingers on a live stream or on a recording. And I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. So we immediately pulled it up. And immediately when I saw this picture here, I said, this is not Celeste's finger. From the shape of that finger, I knew right out the gate that that is a prop from a very popular anime / manga or manga called Jujutsu Kaisen. It's one of the biggest animes right now out. And I'm a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. I would definitely encourage you to go watch it. Who cares if David watched it? Good art is good art. Go watch Jujutsu Kaisen. And that finger is for a very powerful demon named Sakura. And the similarities between David, the detective, MPD detective, and Sakura and Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen is that they all have split personalities. David has a Tommy. The MPD detective has his serial killer alternate personality that's murdering innocent people. And in Jujutsu Kaisen, the protagonist swallows a finger that belongs to a legendary demon, and that demon now shares his body as a split personality that at times can take over his body and sometimes commit atrocities. Why does David constantly become drawn to art that depicts people with multiple personalities? Why is David obsessed with psychopathic multiple personalities? Let's keep going. We know D4vd is familiar with the Japanese manga Jujutsu Kaisen. Is David inspired by any of these ideas? I don't know. Let's see. What is Yabutsume? Core meaning, traditionally associated with the Yakuza, it is a form of punishment or apology for wrongdoing. The person cuts off part of their own finger to show remorse, loyalty, and submission. Why do fingers matter? The pinky finger, little finger, is the most commonly removed. Historically, losing it weakens grip strength with a sword. This makes the person more independent on their group of protection, reinforcement, loyalty. Left hand specifically. The left hand is usually targeted first. If repeated offenses occur, more segments or additional fingers may be removed. About the ring finger. If both the pinky and ring fingers are missing, it usually implies repeated punishments rather than a separate symbolic meaning. It signals serious or multiple violations within the system. This is David holding the Sakuna finger. This person says, within the lore of the anime and manga Jujutsu Kaisen, the meaning or purpose of Ryomen Sukuna's fingers revolves around immortality, soul splitting, and absolute power. Let's keep going. In Jujutsu Kaisen, Ryomen Sukuna's fingers are special cursed objects that contain fragments of his soul and power. Also, Yuji Itadori is missing his left pinky and ring fingers. Associated with promises, loyalty in Japan. In the story, losing it reflects Yuji's lack of control and broken autonomy. Ladies and gentlemen,
we're here. You did.
If you don't see a connection between MPD detective and Celeste, I don't know what to tell you. Everything that David described in that interview that we played for you in the onset of this video, of this live stream, corresponds perfectly with this anime. This anime is what David aspired to be. David didn't aspire to be a singer. That brings you money and power. David aspired to be a serial killer, in my opinion. He followed this cookbook to the T. He took her limbs. The book took this woman's limbs. David took Celeste's limbs. The book took this woman's fingers. David took Celeste's fingers. The book took this woman's dignity. David took Celeste's dignity. But we're not nearly done yet, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep going. Let's hear from David yet again. Let's hear his words.
Didn't you say you never experienced love or hadn't?
I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Sorry about that. Bring back a little bit.
In my head, in my mindset, and why I wrote the project like this and how everything went, just to like keep them even more interested and connected throughout the project, for sure.
At the end of the interlude, correct me if I'm wrong here.
This interview happened April 28th, 2025. He's saying he's single and that his ex is not in his life anymore. This is another confession that David gave. Listen to this interview.
She says, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't respond. She says, I love you again. It repeats itself and you don't respond. Was that done purposely?
Absolutely, because the next song after that is This Really Love?
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like a lead into that, kind of a transition type thing, you know?
I believe the last time you were here, didn't you say you never experienced love or hadn't been in love? You didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't in a relationship then. Nah.
But today you are, or you?
Nah,
are?
I've been through a couple. I'm single still right now, but I've been through a few, and they've taught me a lot of things, and they've shown me what love is and what love isn't, and how to approach it, and how to be human with it, and not be so artist. You know.
Look how, first of all, when he said, "Nah," you seen him talk through his teeth. Look how cold. Celeste is dead. He killed her 5 days prior. He killed her. He didn't chop her up yet. That happened May 5th. But April 23rd, he killed her. He stabbed her in her liver. He stabbed her in her rib cage. He watched her hemorrhage and bleed out. Well, she probably didn't bleed that much outside of her body, but she certainly bled internally, massively. 5 days later, look at his face. Look at him. He feels nothing. He feels absolutely nothing. He shows us nothing. All right, before we get back into this, I'm going to ask you guys to please hit that like button. We have almost 2,000 people watching this live stream right now. Please hit the like button, support the channel so we can get into this algorithm and the show could grow to a wider audience. I'm also going to ask for you to please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. And lastly, I know people might get a little pissed off with me, but I got to go and show love to the people who've been donating to the channel. So we're just going to read your names out and just so we can just get back into this as soon as possible. Flojo TV, $5 super chat. Rockman, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. What else we got going? Renegade Continues says, I wonder what he got kicked out of school for. We don't know, but we need to figure that out. Jen Max says, $5 for the $1.99 for the coffee. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Neurally says, this might be off topic, but wasn't his dad associated with Epstein in some way? I think his father worked on some type of fund or something, but I don't know, everybody's associated with Epstein. The dude was a multi-billionaire, millionaire, whatever. Let's keep going. Happy Days, $5 super says, do you think he was a serial killer in the making? Absolutely, 1,000%. I think we're going to prove that to you tonight. If we have not already proved it to you by now, we're gonna keep proving it to you. So Jen Mac with a $10 super says, thank you for breaking this down for us. Anytime, I appreciate you. Olivia with a $2 super says, my show is on. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, Olivia. Renegade back again says, what a bitter. Damn, I'm old using this term. Gen X, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, Nobody Acts with a $10 super chat says, his studio was in his little sister's closet and he's accused of, oh man, that's kind of funny, right? In his sister's closet. Whatever. He's like R. Kelly. He's trapped in a closet. Anyway, let's keep going. Danny F. for the $2 super chat says, number 4 in the Japan represents death, which is she. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. We got some people dropping some gift memberships. Rudy and Son and Rockman. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let's get back into this.
And I look for the things to write about in these types of situations, and I've kind of been more mature about it and getting emotionally intelligent with it. And with this interlude, it's kind of like telling my view on what the invisible string theory is, or the scarlet string, or the whatever. This is so many different names.
Is that like that? Is it also connected to like the rope that's around?
Yes.
In the
album
video?
cover, I'm covered in this string, which is representative of the invisible string theory. But throughout the entire project, I wanted everything to feel connected. I wanted everything to feel holistic and have a through line that everybody could understand. And with the interlude, it's kind of explaining from my perspective how it was taught to me, because that's a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes. And that's why I wanted to put, Afterlife and all these songs that feel like endings and conclusions and goodbyes on the project to kind of solidify that message of this is the end of something, not the beginning.
And can you break down the...
So he killed Celeste just a few days before this. Just a few days before this. We'll go to the next exhibit. This one's kind of tough because Celeste's voice was actually on this single. He had the He's using her audio after murdering her. Four days prior. 4 days prior. This man has no soul. No empathy whatsoever. Everyone is just a tool for him. Let's keep going. That's Celeste's voice right there. Why don't you hold my hands anymore? Listen to it. Listen to that's Celeste's voice. He used her voice on the song. That's not them talking right there. They went into the studio and recorded her voice. He used her voice on the song. This performance happened on April 27th, 2025. He's on the stage 4 days after taking her life in the worst way, watching her pass from this earthly plane slowly. At any moment, he could have called 911 and saved her life. He chose not to. And now 4 days later, he's playing a song with her vocals on it. Listen to this. because you're a pedophile. You met because she's young and you like them young. That's why you met. I don't want to answer the question for Celeste because Celeste is not here. But I mean, I think that the answer, we'll see what the answer is, but I think the answer is because you're a pedophile. But let's keep going. All right, we're gonna end that there because we don't want to get copyrighted. All right, let's switch gears, guys. Let's go into, because I want to prove to you guys all these different elements, man. I think we proved for you guys that David basically modeled the way that he murdered Celeste off of an anime / manga that he was a fan of. I think we proved that to you. I think we proved that David stole this idea of a Tommy from MPD Detective and from Jujutsu Kaisen. 2 animes where the protagonist, the good guy, shares a body, an alternate personality with a demon. MPD Detective, it's with a bona fide serial killer, of which David took the life of Celeste in the same manner that the serial killer and MPD Detective took the life of the fictional female character. Point blank, period. He followed the cookbook. He followed the recipe. Now we're going to talk about some of the stuff that he does. The other ways that he victimized this community, all of our community. You guys remember this, the Gooner thing? I wanted to watch it again because now that we know that David had terabytes of inappropriate content involving young people on his phone, does this not hit different now? Does this live stream not hit different now? Let's play it for you guys. We're going to bring it back and put the audio on.
Oh, bro, I'm a gooner. I'm a gooner. I'm a gooner.
Those are minors. And you guys know what a gooner is. And he's looking at them and he's saying that. Let's keep going. All right, let's go over to his anime, because I think that this anime is another instance where he confesses to what he did to Celeste. Let's jump into this. David's Love video, released August 5th, 2025. We can't play the music, obviously, but these are some of the clips from it. Let's move on to the next one. This is the other video that he did. This is Rehab. It was released September 7th, 2023. Celeste's 13th birthday. I want you guys to really pay attention to what he does to the character. In this anime that he basically wrote, produced, and was the artistic lead, meaning he's telling them how he wants this anime to be depicted. This female character that looks like a Latina stabbed in the stomach. Once again, I'm going to bring your attention back to Celeste's autopsy report where she was stabbed in her abdomen. One in her abdomen, one in her rib cage. Let's go back over here again. character had their hand severed. We're going to bring you back to Celeste's autopsy, and you will see that both of her hands and her legs were severed. And in his own artistic rendition, he severed the hand. Now, this is before Celeste was killed. So this is his fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're talking about. This is what we see here is something he's been a fan for a long time. We read yesterday his ex-girlfriend, who was also a minor when she dated David. She said he's an internet kid. All he does is spend all his time on the internet. The internet raised him. He's weird. That's what she said. All he did was read anime, get into these deep, dark places on the internet, the dark web, and these crazy groups like 764. This is his fantasy. This is something that he's been desiring for a long time. Serial killers just don't wake up one day as serial killers. They go down that steady slope of degeneracy and violence until they get to the point where they're willing to inflict that violence on another human being. MPD detective Celeste. David's own artwork, 2023, Celeste. Let's keep going. These are David's conversations. This is more of the proof that David is capable of doing these things, and David was obsessed with gore, obsessed with the noir. That David desired murder. That David was a budding serial killer, a psychopath. This wasn't a one-off thing. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was passion. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can read it a little bit better. Big shout out to everybody who's watching this right now. Over 2,000 people watching this live stream. Please hit the like button, support the channel, help us get into the algorithm. So this was a conversation in February 19th, 2023. Once again, this is before Celeste lost her life. David says, I like writing gory psychological drama, romantic quotes, and a lot of death. That's what David said. David said, I like writing gory psychological drama, romantic quotes, and a lot of death. This person responded, you're so effing real for that. I don't know who that nut job is. Then David responds, I love gore. Then David responds to somebody else, says, I'm so serious, bro. Girls my age are retarded. David says, I used to be addicted to watching gore videos. Let's keep going. Viper says, David likes watching people die confirmed. He had no shame in his game. This is personal Discord, but there are thousands of people in this Discord. Then this person responds to David saying, I used to be addicted to watching gore vids, and says, hey, and the person Matt says, hey, yo, because this is weird stuff. Why is this guy talking like this? Then this other person says, gore is what makes something serious real. And Andre says, so we all confessing right now. So this whole chat is just filled with a bunch of degenerates. And then Davina says, no wonder he made romantic homicide, bro. Clowner says, I'm going to cry. Viper says, write a song about watching people die on a website. Then this person's like, they're not quoting his songs. They're saying, yeah, for real. Like, in the back of my mind, she died for real and he didn't even cry. And then this person says, death doesn't affect me. All right, so let's keep going. Let's get back to David. Matt says, you sure she didn't die just in the back of your mind at David? Then David doesn't respond to that, but David responds to somebody else. The person who says gore is what makes something serious real. David responds to that and says, I use it to desensitize myself. And then Giovanni says that he used to be addicted to gore vids as well. He's agreeing with David. Let's keep going. So David responds to Andre, who says, when's the first time you watched gore vids, David? David responds and says, I saw a cartel execution on Reddit when I was 14. Then this person, Andre, responds to David, says, I think I know which one you're talking about, but damn, bro, you was young. You young as F. You know what I mean. He cursed, but he's right. He was too young for that. And this person said, I saw a wee-wee get chopped off, bro, and started to cry. That's what Davey said. Davey said that, not David, but Davey, just somebody who's in this chat. And David says, got to the point where I don't even cringe when I see it no more. David then says, I remember laughing at one point. It got bad, bro. Or it got bad, man. I'm so deep in the little kid talk. I'm saying words they ain't even say. I expected him to say bro. But he said man. Okay. Then this person, Vanny, says, self-harm is competitive as hell. I tried to stay away from watching it because it makes, and then they says ... And he says, for real. Now, I don't know what you infer from that, but what I'm inferring from what Vanny says is that he gets gratification from watching people hurting themselves. And he said he's trying to stop. He's trying to stop because he's getting addicted to it. And he gets gratification from watching people hurt themselves. And David said, for real, he agrees with him. That's what I take from that conversation, that he gets gratification as well. Let's keep going. People agree with him with some of the things he's saying. Very sick chat. Then this person says, can I say corn? I don't know. He's asking, is this okay to say that in this Discord? And then David responds and says, corn. You guys know I'm just substituting that C4P, so figure it out. Corn is garbage, though. He says corn is garbage. Then they have a little debate about that. And then David says gore is better than corn. That's what that sign means. When you see that greater than, that's math. It's like a abbreviation for saying when something is better or lesser than something else. He said gore is better than corn. And then this person responds to David, gore is better than corn statement by asking, where does smut fall into it? And then they're having their sick diabolical conversation. Because, of course, as we say in the islands, birds of a feather flock together. So he has amassed a following of degenerates. David comes back and he says, I watch gore to disconnect the part of my brain that feels empathy to the wrong things. What does that mean, David? Somebody buy me a plane ticket to California so I could go to the lockup, go sit down across from David, and I don't want to ask him anything about Celeste Rivas Hernandez. I think the DA got that one down on lock. I want to ask him one question. I don't even want to ask him about the CSAM. I want to ask David one question. I want to know, what did you mean when you say I watch gore to disconnect the part of my brain that feels empathy to the wrong things? What are the wrong things that you feel empathy for, David? That's the question I want to ask him. I hope somebody asks him that question. Let's go to the next exhibit. In fact, what I'm going to do is, first, I want to apologize to you. I am working through a cold. I'm medicating myself, so it's not affecting me as badly as one would think if you have a cold. But I need to blow my nose. So I'm going to put you on mute and take myself off the camera for 2 seconds. Take care of that. We're going to keep going with the show. So you can look at it as a 20-second intermission. So give me a second, please. That wasn't too bad, was it? All right, we're back. This rabbit hole goes deep, ladies and gentlemen. It just goes deep. So now let's look at Tommy's funeral. This was a big part of a draw to his crowds. These young kids who were so brainwashed by David. Remember the Pied Piper? That's why I call him the Pied Piper Jr. How the Pied Piper led the kids away with the flute, playing the song. David was the Pied Piper. They called R. Kelly the Pied Piper, but adults listened to his music. When I was a kid, we listened to his songs, but nobody went crazy for his songs as kids. It was not until I became an adult that I really appreciated his love songs. And listen, he's a horrible person, but he made good music. It is what it is. We can't say that about David. When he goes to jail, his music will disappear because there was nothing remarkable about it. That's why people still play R. Kelly's music, because he was a horrible person, but he made good music. You know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, he drew a lot of impressionable young people to follow him. David, that is. And one of the biggest draws at his concert was this makeshift funeral that existed in the beginning of the entrance of the concert, that people would come and sign the book, the in remembrance book, what do they call that book where you write your name and your address and stuff like that? Like, it was sick, and people would take pictures with their bloody Tommy shirts and all that stuff. These are little kids doing that. Like, how do you? First of all, as a parent, like, you're gonna have to do one of those funny money stuff that kids do, where they gotta change the outfit in their bag. They got a different outfit in their bag. That's crazy. How do you let your child, or how do you drive a group of kids to a concert and they got bloody shirts with bloody handprints on? I'm asking, what kind of concert are you going to? What are you listening to? And how did I miss that I was actually agreeing to take you? Are we doing a U-turn and we going back home? I'll just give David the $200 a ticket. We going back home. It's crazy. But anyway, these kids would come in droves to his concert with bloody shirts on, signing the death book, and celebrating this scene. Unbeknownst to them, they're celebrating the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen. So let's jump into this. When David had a funeral at his show in San Francisco on July 30th, 2025, 2 months after he killed Celeste, this is it, a celebration of life at Tommy from David Universe. February 23rd, 2025. Let's keep going. This is an unreleased song. It was leaked last month, Dead to Me by David. Here's the lyrics. Let's jump to the parts that actually matter. This is unreleased. The song was made in 2023, apparently. You're dead, but I can't get over you. Hearts start to race, too hard to move. It's just the way we fell in love. Toxic, but I can't get enough. Then he says, sets myself a body inside a tomb, 2 bottles of liquor getting poured for you. You're dead to me, but I'm dying too. Verse 2, I've been thinking about being wasted and drowned like a pint to the leader. Thinking about her. You are my baby doll. You are my ride or die. You were my cheerleader, but now you go out and get with somebody new. And that's the moment they killed you. The moment I healed you, brought you back to life, and then I helped you up. And I thought I could hold you. I thought I could mold you now. Interesting. I want to bring in some more lyrics. Which is the one we have. This was Afterlife. The death of a beautiful rose that lived, experienced, and withered. I view myself through life. You experience and you wither. But most importantly, you have, I'm gonna have to make this bigger. I'm sorry. You guys know I got those old eyes. All the time is catching up with me, ladies and gentlemen. You experience and you wither, but most importantly, you have to cherish those experiences that either stay or go. In this song specifically, I speak on every time I stayed through thick and thin in the relationship this album represents. Every time she crossed the line, I stayed by her side, even going as far as to let love kill me. And even then, still loving her after death. But that's just for the song. Real life isn't as poetic. Sometimes you have to know when to leave. Sometimes you have to notice that things aren't getting better. Sometimes you have to let go of the rose stem that's stabbing you with the thorns of so-called love, no matter how beautiful the petal look to you. It's not worth holding on to pain disguised as love. It's not worth dying for superficial affection. It's not worth expediting your own demise just to feel something for a moment. This is the message of this album. Sorry about that. I told you guys got a cold. This one right here, I want to get this in here, is the text about a Tommy cutting off an arm. David's text with his ex-victim, Cage. You not winning against me. You definitely not winning against a Tommy. That's what he told her. He's having a conversation, and they're not arguing here. He's not necessarily threatening her life. They're having a playful banter. They're having a playful banter with each other. And she's talking about, because I saw we took a snippet here, but I actually saw a much wider representation of their conversation. And in it, she's kind of like playfully saying like, hey, you know, I beat you up, kind of situation like that. You know, people always play like that. Couples play like that sometimes. And he talks about, doesn't talk about himself. He talks about his alter ego. He says, you're not winning against me. You definitely not winning against a Tommy. And she said, I would karate chop that B. How would I not win against you? Let's be real. And then he puts his funny face and he says, you, after me and a Tommy, cut both of your arms off. I told you guys he's obsessed with this. This was his inspiration, ladies and gentlemen. This anime, MPD detective, was his inspiration. Talking to another minor girl that was his ex-girlfriend. They're having a playful banter. And David tells her she would not win against him in a fight because he and his alter ego, Tommy, would cut off her arms. She doesn't respond with like comments like, what do I say after that? We were playing. You just took it to a level 10. You chopped my arms off. This says, realize a chat member is suicide, not gonna lie. She said, laugh my ass off. Then he says, imagine getting hacked by my alter ego. It's another conversation where he's saying again that his alter ego would chop her up. She said, I don't know how I have that character. I would definitely win a Tommy fight of. And he says, no, you wouldn't. Then she says, proof. And he said, you not winning against me. So it's flipped. So I knew I read more in when I read this conversation. So let me give it to you in its context because you got it. I want you to walk away with this the way you need to walk away from it. So this is the full conversation, well, not the full conversation, but obviously a larger representation of the conversation, and it should have been flipped. So here we go. He says, real you as a chat member is life-ending, not gonna lie. She laughs her butt off. And then she says, he responds to her saying, how the F is a Tommy there? Then he responds and says, imagine getting hacked by my alter ego. And he puts the crying emoji. Then she says, I don't know how I have that character. I would definitely win in a Tommy fight off. Then he says, no, you would not. Then she says, proof. Then he says, you not winning against me. You definitely not winning against a Tommy. Then she says, I would karate chop that B. How would I not win against you? Let's be real. He puts his crazy face and he says, You, after me and autonomy, cut both of your arms off. And he drops the mic and she runs away. Let's keep going. I told you guys that David told on himself. I told you that David told on himself. I told you that he's guilty as sin. And I told you that when he killed Celeste, all he did was follow the book. All he did was follow the book, the cookbook. He chopped off the arms and he chopped off the fingers. He chopped off the arms and he chopped off the fingers. He stabbed her in her stomach in 2023, in his imagination, in his fantasies. And then he stabbed her in her stomach in real life, in her abdomen. All he did was follow the book. Let's keep going, man. We almost done. You guys have been very patient with me, and I appreciate that. We almost done. Hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. Support the channel. Let's get us up there. Let's get those likes up there, ladies and gentlemen. We got a nice, healthy crowd. 2,200 people watching the live stream right now. Appreciate everybody who came and joined us today. You guys are amazing. Appreciate everybody who's showing love with those super chats. In fact, before we keep going, let me just jump into those super chats and show some love to people who's showing love to the channel. Big shout, and guys, this is going to be demonetized, so please do support the channel if you can. First of all, it was a big showing tonight on the coffee, man. Thank you so much. We're going to make sure that every single dime of that goes to the moderators and the research crew. We appreciate them. Thank you so much, and please do keep supporting the research crew and the moderators. You guys see that the quality of this show has upgraded since we have amassed our dream team. We're bringing you hot fire. We're bringing you the facts. So please do support the show so we can keep bringing you those facts. And big shout out to everybody who's showing love to the actual stream, which will end up being demonetized because of the nature of the stuff that we're talking about today. Anyway, big shout out to Free Speech with a $5 super chat. Says, this is such a major connection. Wow. Great work, crew. Thank you all. David is a next level psycho/sicko. Can't wait to see this trial. I am with you. I am going to be watching this trial with bated breath, hoping that Celeste gets the justice that she deserves. David is a monster. And fortunately, in one of those rare instances, we got him before he got other victims. We got him in his infancy of his psychopathy, or psychopathy is how you say it. Let's keep going. Tahoe with a $5 super that says D4vd. I'm so serious, bro. Girls my age. Celeste said those exact words. I'm so serious. In the voicemail on the album proof, they've been around each other. Renegade continuing $5 super chat says, it's not all about upbringing. I was a product of the system, DCS, till I aged out. Went through a lot as a kid. I turned out okay, but a lot of us didn't. Yeah, that's true, man. It's definitely not. But it all has a little bit to play in, you know, and hopefully people can get the help that they need so that they don't, you know, end up like this. But David had a good life. I know we like to hate on the family. Well, I don't. I like to stick with the facts. But it looks like the Burks are nice people. Sure, people are upset that they're supporting David, but that's their son. It's okay. That's they get to do that. That's their son. The rest of us can live in logic. The rest of us can live in reality. Let them support their son. It is what it is. But the Burks by all accounts, are nice people. This was a nice family that tried to give this man a good life. Notice I said this man. People like to infantilize him because he looks young and he's a short, diminutive person, but he's a grown man. He had a good family, a good upbringing, and an opportunity to create generational wealth for his family that would change his family for generations to come. And guess what? He chose schmurder. And he chose pedophilism. He chose those things. He had the money and the resources to go get counseling. He could have been seeing 10 therapists at the same time to figure out how to stop being attracted to those little girls. He could have seen 20 therapists at the same time to figure out how to not have the desire to chop people up. He chose to indulge in those sinful, disgusting, diabolical desires. He chose to do that. There's a lot of people who try and get help for these things and nobody listens, and then it's kind of our fault as society because they were poor and they couldn't get the help and we didn't help them. So we got a part to play in that tragedy, but we don't have a part to play in this tragedy because David had the resources to get himself some help and he chose not to get help. So he's got to own this one. This one's on you, David Anthony Burke. Big shout out to Maria. $5 super chat says, hello. It's a pleasure to be your follower. You're not a follower, by the way. You are a supporter and a friend of the show, Maria. I don't have followers. Only Jesus Christ has followers. Amen to that one. Hello, it's a pleasure to be your follower. Greetings from Puerto Rico, living in Minnesota. Hope the weather's nice out there, Maria, in Minnesota. And I was just in Puerto Rico for my birthday, and it's a beautiful island with beautiful people. So thank you, Maria, for showing support to the channel. We appreciate you. Big shout out to Miko with a $10 super chat. Says, amazing show. Thanks for the research crew. Thank you so much, man. Thanks to the research crew. Definitely. Those guys are amazing. And we do appreciate all the help that they give to the channel. Plant Lady celebrating 1 month as a patrol member. Says, I too. It says one globe missing. Yes. And it's the left eye missing. It's the left eye missing. And on MPD Detective, the left eye is significant. Let's keep going. And Long Island Hillbilly with a $20 super chat says, wow, awesome job, man. Thank you so much. But we're not done yet. We just took a break to say hi and thank you to everybody. Let's get back into this. All right, we got more lyrics. More lyrics from David. And these are newer lyrics that David came out with. So it says, romantic homicide. In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I hate you. In 2016, I want to buy my innocence back from the gun that's at my head. I don't believe it. I'm bleeding out on purpose. I see it makes you nervous. Is it working? Bleeding out. The medical examiner's report clearly showed that Celeste was bleeding out slowly with the wounds that she got. She did not die instantly. She died slowly. She bled out. Internal bleeding. Let's keep going. Ghosts, torture me, torture me, torture me. I can't forget. He might have you, but I've got your ghost, and we both know that's the real you, and God knows it's true. I love you the most, but we both know what I have to do. Eyes looking right through me. Why? Why can't I hear your heartbeat? She killed her. Let's keep going. Poetic vulgarity. Another song. The least you could have done was say in advance, I'm leaving you. Heartless woman. Time-consuming. Headache-inducing whore. That's all that you are. That's all you ever were. He's talking to Celeste, I believe, in this song. He's upset with Celeste. Let's keep going. Notes from a risk. Run away from home again. Run away. Who was a runaway? The only reported runaway that David dealt with was Celeste. Let's see what he has to say. Run away from home again. I'm carving these notes into bloody arms. Alone with my soul impaled. Run away from your loving arms. Why am I so afraid? I don't care. I'm not coming home. Why am I crying if this is what I wanted all along? And Afterlife, the song he cried singing several times. He cried singing the song on stage after he killed Celeste. Something missing from inside of me. Something stole what wasn't mine. The devil told me you were good for me. My mother told me he would lie. What doesn't kill you waits for it later. What tries to keep you alive fails. I thought a girl would make me happy. Real love is not for sale. Real love is not for sale. Remember, he was giving her tons of money. Prosecutors believed that she was extorting him. We showed you evidence that she was extorting him. Real love isn't for sale. We showed you evidence of her demanding $10,000 and David sending her $9,000. The reason why he didn't send her $10,000 is because the banks would be alerted and it'd be some type of, might be an investigation over that. You know, you can't send more than $10,000. So he sent her $9,000 after she asked for $10,000. She didn't say, please, honey. She said, send it now. And he sent it. So I'll buy what I can as I try to pretend something else is making me cry when you cross the line. I'm still by your side. I crossed it with you. And when I die, you're holding the knife. I love you from the aftermath, from the aftermath, from the aftermath. I love you from the aftermath. Let's keep going. What good is walking on water with a sinking feeling? What good is a kiss without meaning? It won't stop me from bleeding, but I'll buy what I can as I try to pretend something else is making me cry when you cross the line. I'm still by your side. I crossed it with you. When I die, you'll be holding a knife. I love you from the afterlife. On April 29, 2025, 6 days after Celeste was unalive, David reportedly wrote decay on Discord with no explanation. He kept saying it. It's so weird. Right after she died, decay. What a word. Decay. Decomposition. She was found in a heavily decomposed state. Decay. Decay. Let's keep going. Let's zoom in on this. He's in the chat in his Discord. This is the most he spoke, and he's just saying decay. Davey said decay, Chroma, decay. Decay soon? They're thinking it's a song. When's death, though? David says decay. Let's keep going. They're asking, decay. What do you mean decay? Because they're thinking that it's a song that he's going to drop. They're fans of David. They're thinking that they're going to get a new song from David. And all he's saying is decay. Here we go. He posts withered flowers that are decomposing, with the petals falling down. Then up here, once again, decay. And then he says it again, decay. And then he says it again. Then he says soon. Then he says decay. And he replaces the A with a 4. I think he's so cool. He does think he's so cool. On April 30th, 2025, he also tweeted decay. Fans assumed this was the name of an upcoming song. No. You just think about what he did to Celeste. Our last piece of evidence that we want to share with you guys today that proves the guilt of David. So we proved 2 things for you guys today. We proved, number 1, that David was a copycat killer, in that he was inspired by 2 animes, one more so than the other, but both of them share strange similarities in that they all have protagonist characters that have alter egos that are evil. That is MPD Detective and Jujutsu Kaisen. These are his favorite animes. These are the animes that he modeled his alter ego Itami from. We proved to you by showing you the MPD Detective anime and the various ways that the serial killer in that anime ended the characters' lives. We showed you that David killed Celeste in the same manner by which that character in that anime killed the protagonist's wife. We proved that to you. We then proved to you that David was a pedophile. And lastly, we're going to show you what a guilty person does after the body is found. These are the property transfers that David did So one, Cypress, Texas property. On May 19, 2023, DeWard and Colleen Burke transferred a property that they bought for $188,000 into the Thorn Rose Trust, which has David Anthony Burke as a trustee. So when they bought their house, they put it in a trust that David was a part of. So the properties is going one way. The properties are going to David. That's 2023, long before Celeste died. David is with Celeste. David is having intercourse with Celeste. He's been charged for that at around that time. But at that time, when Celeste is up and running around, walking around, and they taking selfies together and they're having a good time and there's no beef, no drama that we know of, the properties are going to David. It's in a trust with David in it. Now, on September 22nd, 2025, after Celeste's body was found on September 8th, remember, David Anthony Burke, as trustee, transferred this property back into his mother's name. A few days after Celeste was identified, ladies and gentlemen. So in 2023, when times was good, they put the properties in David's name for the most part. It was in a trust with his name as the beneficiary. But then after Celeste was found, David puts that property back with his parents. On April 17th, 2023, David Anthony Burke, as a trustee of the Thorn Rose Trust, bought a property for an undisclosed amount in Hempstead, Texas. We don't know how much he bought it for, but the property was sold for $850,000 a year later, the year before. Once again, after Celeste's body was found on September 18th, she was found on the 8th, but a week later, 10 days later, September 18th, 2025, they transferred this property into his mother's name. Property is worth $1.1 million today. If you're not guilty of a crime, why are you trying to shelter your assets? Prior to Celeste dying, the properties were put in his parents' name. Were put in his name. After Celeste died, the properties are hurriedly put into the parents' name. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I rest my case.
Oh my God!
Case closed. David Anthony Burke killed Celeste in a ritualistic fashion, modeled after his favorite anime, following the instruction manual of that anime to the T, mimicking every cut stroke, every removed limb, every severed digit. He followed that anime like a script. I hope the LAPD watches this show. I hope the Los Angeles District Attorney watches this show, because all of this stuff is admissible in court. David told on himself multiple times. David admitted to taking Celeste's life in his art. And unfortunately, his art was too true to life. There's a reckoning on the horizon for David. David is going to get his reckoning, and Celeste is going to get her justice. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. You guys know we don't like dragging things out. We give you everything we have in a clear and concise manner, at least as clear and concise as we can give it. And then we call it a day. We're not going to keep you here for 2 hours. We're going to keep you here just for the amount of time that we need you to relay this information. Before we go, I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching us today. I want to go back over to fan funding and show love to the people who are showing love to the channel. And thank you guys immensely for supporting us. Big shout out to Tani, who's celebrating 2 months as a recruit member. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Plant Lady. I think I read that one already. $20 super jack from Long Island. Can't see the name. It won't tell me. Long Island Hill says, wow, amazing job. Dolores Renteria gave us a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Dolores. Mama Jax with a $5 super chat says, your coverage always stands out from the rest. Thank you. I appreciate you. Just wish YouTube algorithm would be nicer to me, but we'll get there. Slow and steady, ladies and gentlemen. Zadi, what a name. Interesting name. $5 super chat says, can we get you for opening and closing our statements for the trial? You and your team are knocking it out of the park. Here is a little something. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Zad. It's very kind of you. Big shout out to everybody who sent us jewels and everybody who just supported the show in general. We appreciate you guys immensely. Big shout out to all of our members. Thank you for coming out and supporting me in droves. Big shout out to all our Patreon subscribers. You guys are amazing, man. I love the Patreon. And I think that's all we got for you guys today, man. So it's been a great show. Make sure you like and subscribe on your way out the door. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you subscribe now and make sure that you make all of your notifications set for all so you could be notified the next time we drop a show on True Crime and Strategic. I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace. All right, so you guys thought I was leaving, huh? Well, this is what I'm going to do. Before I get out of here, I want to drop some gift memberships to anybody who's sticking with the show, who didn't just click off. Like, oh, Strategic is leaving, so I'm out of here. You know how people do that, just click out. I'm one of those people, like, I like to stay till the end of the credits. So for all of you folks who are like me, who like to stay till the end of the credits, I'm going to drop some gift memberships for you guys. And I want you guys to enjoy the channel. And I appreciate you guys immensely for joining me tonight. You guys are amazing. So let me do that. So we're going to drop. How do I do that? Let me go here. Gift memberships. And we are going to drop 5 gift memberships for all you lucky and nice people who stayed until the very end. Do that for you right now. And let me hurry up and do it because I want to hurry up and go upstairs. I'm going to give you guys 10 gift memberships to the Patreon real quick for you awesome folks. Big shout out whoever just gave us coffee. Thank you so much for all the people who've been so generous today, showing love with the coffee. Memberships. All right. Let's get that out of there. You know what? It says membership discount. So this is what I'm going to do. Rather than just give a finite amount, I'm going to give you guys a discount. No. I'm going to give free gift membership. That's what I'm going to do. Gifts. Here we go. Free gift membership. Let me not be like that. Free. All right. 1 month. And let's give it to 15 awesome people. 15 awesome people showing that love. And I like giving gift memberships because you guys get it and then people usually stay because they like my Patreon. So man, I'm happy to give you guys a taste so you could know what you're dealing with. So here we go. This is the link for the Patreon. 15 free memberships. I gave 5 gift memberships to the Patreon. 5 gift memberships to YouTube. And I just dropped 15 gift memberships to the Patreon. Click the link. The first 15 people to get it will be able to join the Patreon. All right. You see here. It's almost filled up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 5 more slots. 5 more slots. Big shout out to OB who gave 5 gift memberships as well. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Guys, that coffee is so important because it really shows love to the people who take a lot of time out of their personal life to help us with this show. They're investing in this show. We're small. We can't afford to pay people and all that stuff because we're a small channel. We barely make money on YouTube, barely make any, most of my shows are demonetized. So it's that coffee that just shows love to them and says, hey, you know what? We could just throw you guys something nice every now and then. So please do show love with that coffee. Let me see if everybody got those gift memberships. And if they did, I'm getting out of here. All right. Those gift memberships are filled up. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. It's filled up. So for those of you who are lucky enough to get those gift memberships, enjoy. I hope you enjoy. And I hope when your gift membership is over, you continue to be members of our YouTube channel and members of our Patreon. I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. You have a blessed day.